Yeah, so yesterday evening, starting at 3 o'clock, we had our Redeemer Fest celebration, and the total number of people there, I don't have an exact count yet, but it's somewhere between 130 and 140 people were there last night. And if you were one of the people there, I would bet that you noticed one of the same things that I noticed, and that's when I walked into the parish hall. Now, normally I know everybody from the 8:15 worship service and the 11 o'clock worship service, so there's not a whole lot of people in the church that I don't know, right? And when I walked into the parish hall last night and it was full with people, I would say that I was only really familiar with about half of the people that were there. The other half of the people, who were they? How'd they get there? Well, I was lucky to work the ticket table, so I was able to meet everybody as they walked in, and I got to learn their names as they were filling out their name tags. But they were friends, and they were family, people that knew somebody at the church, and they were invited. Sometimes the people that invited them had bought the tickets for them, or somehow facilitated them coming, and our numbers just grew and grew and grew. I mean, if it was just us, we would have had a group of maybe it would have been 60 people there last night. But because you invited other people and you talked to your friends and your family about it, our numbers grew and grew and grew. And we ended up with over 130 people. Now that was the work that you did in order to witness to what we do here at Redeemer. The good fellowship time that we have, the time that we have together to sit and learn about each other and to grow in faith together and meeting in this way, but then also to praise God that we can meet in this way. And it's quite a blessing to be able to do that. Kind of like that mustard seed explanation I was just giving the kids. Just this little thing can grow and grow and grow. And yet, walking around, it still had the family feel, that we at Redeemer are a family in faith. And we like opening our doors to new people and people coming in and introducing ourselves to them and welcoming them with hospitality. Does it surprise you today at all that in our reading, it's the apostles themselves, those 12 apostles, a small group, who say to Jesus, "Increase our faith"? I mean, that's a pretty odd thing if you think about it, because these are the 12 apostles that went out into the world healing people, teaching people, and witnessing about Jesus Christ. These were the 12 people who were exorcising demons. And they themselves were saying to Jesus, "Increase our faith." I wonder if you ever feel like you have enough faith. I honestly do. I wonder if you ever feel like, no, faith, I'm good. I don't need any more. I got enough faith. Because I think all of us continue to grow in faith. We never reach that destination where it's like, okay, that's it. I've reached my faith quota. I'm good. We continue to build and grow in faith. And so we gather on Sunday mornings, and we gather on Saturday nights. We gather wherever we can gather. At McDonald's today in confirmation, we had a group of church. The kids gathered together at McDonald's in Jesus' name. We gather whenever we can, and we open our doors to let others come in. And we grow in the family of faith, and we grow in our own faith. I think it's commendable that it's the disciples that say, "Increase our faith." Because they realize that it's not a destination to be reached, but it's a journey of faith to be had. However, Jesus' reaction to them and their "increase our faith" statement is also very perplexing, where Jesus says, you don't say to a slave, "Come and sit down at the master's table and have food after the slave's been out working all day in the fields." It's like if after Jennifer is working a long, hard day at work and she gets home from work and is exhausted, I'd say, "Okay, now make my dinner." It's like that wouldn't go over too well. That would not, it's changed over the last 50, 60, 70 years. No pointing at husbands now. No, it's changed over the years, where it used to be accepted that that's just how it was. That there were roles to be played, but it's changed, and now it's a cooperative family that we have. That each of us has a role to play in the family, and we play it, and we take care of each other. We love each other, and we care for each other like that. What Jesus is saying to the disciples, though, is you want more faith? Then do what you're commanded to do. If you want more faith, if you want to grow in faith, you have to practice your faith. You have to practice those things that you've been taught. To love your neighbor and to love God. You practice this. And you practice it again and again and again. Faith takes practice, so practice your faith. That's what Jesus is telling them. Faith is like what we did last night as we gathered. And there was a strong group of people that had jobs to do in order to serve their fellow parishioners. That everyone had a job to do, and they did it, whether that was sitting and talking with someone, or serving the food, serving the drinks, or serving the desserts and the other food. Or maybe it was the person who brought the food in on Friday morning. Maybe it's that person helping serve with love, saying, I want to help in this way, and this is how I can help. Maybe it's the people who liked the Facebook post on Facebook. They liked it in order for their friends to then see, or shared that post so that their friends could see that this is something. Because as Christians, not only are we practicing our faith and nurturing the seed of faith that's within us, but we also have this wonderful opportunity of planting seeds in the fertile soil around us. And as that parable goes, sometimes the farmer is scattering the seed and scattering the seed. Some of it falls on rocky soil, and some of it falls amongst the weeds, and some of the seed is in fertile soil. You don't know where the seed is going to land, but you put it out there and see how it grows. You plant these little seeds. So as guests were coming into Redeemer Fest last night, I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Nathan. Like, okay, Nathan, I'm so-and-so. And I got to meet them there. Then maybe later when they're talking to their friend who brought them, they say, hey, did you meet Pastor Nathan? And the seed grows just a little bit. Oh, you mean that guy up in the front? That's your pastor? And then it grows a little bit more. And maybe I will come to church. Maybe I will check that out. Maybe I will use Redeemer to help my relationship with God. It's little tiny seeds that we throw out there and plant. You may think that the work that you do witnessing to your faith is all for naught, that sometimes it doesn't come to any fruition. And maybe in that moment it doesn't come to fruition. But you're still helping to plant the seeds of faith so that people's lives can be affected by God. Because God uses that little seed and helps it to grow and grow and grow in their hearts until they come to a place when they realize they do need a relationship with God, and they pursue it on their own in some form. We all have influence over others in this way, that we can plant the seeds of goodness and God's love in their lives. And as we're planting seeds, as we're going along scattering as much of that witness as we possibly can, our own faith is nurtured, and our own faith is growing because we're practicing our faith. We're nurturing it by telling the story. And the one thing feeds the other thing. And our family continues to grow and grow and grow. Maybe it won't grow here at Redeemer. Maybe someone will attend another church or something like that. But you helped God by planting that seed that God was able to then make grow. And impossible things can happen when we do that. So in conclusion, yes, faith takes practice. It takes practice to be obedient to the will of God and love our neighbor and love our God in this way. So we should go out there and practice our faith in every way. Amen.